Today we're going to talk about Sony Michel, running back out of Georgia. He was drafted by the New England Patriots, and he is an absolute perfect running back for the Patriots for many reasons. He is a complete running back in every sense of the word, especially his pass protection. And the Patriots like to run a lot of things out of shotgun, and they like to run a lot of hurry-up offense. So it's very beneficial to have a running back that can pass protect, that can run zone, power scheme, and is a nice big body that has the speed to make explosive plays. And Sony Michel possesses all of that. Today, I'm not going to break down all of Sony Michel. I just want to talk about specific traits that make him so good and why he's a good Patriot. And we'll just start here in this very first play. We're going to go through his pass protection traits first. In this very first play, you'll notice a lot of times he's so good at pass protection, and there's a lot of reasons for this. One of them being that he's very smart identifying blitzes and rush combinations and picking them up early. And in this play, you see, and I'll show you another clip too, he identifies the blitz very early. And then one thing he does that's so special is because he identifies it early, he's able to step up in the middle of the pocket early and keep that pocket clean in case the quarterback would have to step up. And a lot of NFLs like to rush around the edge deep, force the quarterback to step up and have pressure up the middle. So the earlier you can identify and step up and you're strong, you can hold the middle, it allows the quarterback to step up and allows deeper plays to happen easier. And here we have the same example in this Notre Dame game where he identifies the blitz up the middle early and he steps up into it and crushes it so that the quarterback has a very clean pocket yet again. Another really smart protection play here is you'll see Alabama's going to run a stunt. And what you'll see on a lot of running backs is they won't identify the stunt, where they'll get lost in the shuffle or help the wrong person. But in this play, you'll see that off the snap, he identifies it really quickly. Alabama guy beats his man inside. Now, sometimes running backs might try to run inside immediately and try to help. But he knows from studying film or whatever, he knows this guy's coming around. And he ends up staying at home, sliding off, and making a beautiful block to free up Riley Ridley on this play. And that is not something, the intelligence of staying home to defend that stunt is not something you see some running backs often. And it's just a really smart play and something you want to see out of a running back if you're the Patriots, who like to run a lot of things out of shotgun and like to protect Tom Brady, their most important asset. All right, we'll talk about one more pass protection play, and this play was a huge play in the national championship. And again, it speaks to volumes about how smart he is and good in pass protection. On this play, you look at the formation of the defense in Sony Michel's head. He's looking over at this cornerback right here because he's pressed up threatening to blitz. So he's keeping an eye on him, and he knows, there's 4 up front, there's 5 offensive linemen, and this guy blitzing. And right off the snap, he sees immediately that the cornerback, he was looking over at him at the snap. He sees that he backs up immediately, is in coverage. So now he can free up his head, and knowing that he has now backed off. This side's okay. Now that he's backed out, there's 4 defensive linemen and potentially a 5th guy rushing, but he has 5 offensive linemen. So he knows immediately to look to this side for a corner blitz coming from this side, and lo and behold, they do come. And not only does he come, but Sony Michel meets him again early at the line. He identifies him early, squares up, and because of his big body, has the confidence to step up and athleticism to know that he can't get around him, and stuffs out the play to keep a nice clean pocket for Fromm to then hit his receiver for a huge touchdown in this game. And that's, again, another thing the Patriots covet so much. Keep Brady clean, allow him time to throw down the field. And it's one reason why the Patriots picked him so highly. Moving on from his pass protection, we all know he can run the ball. I mean, we see a million highlights of him running outside, running downfield, long runs, and everything. But the nice thing about him, what makes him so complete too, is that he can run inside in shotgun, whether it's a draw play, zone, power scheme, whatever. He can run inside, and that's another thing the Patriots covet. On this play, you'll see there's a few things important to translate into the NFL. Being able to run through tight spaces because the gaps aren't nearly as wide in the NFL. And contact balance, being able to break arm tackles and contact balance. That's what makes Kareem Hunt so good and valuable. On this play, you'll see he's able to run up the middle, get slow, breaks through contact in a tight gap, and hit through it for a first down. This is exactly what you want to see out of your running back. And I want to show you one other thing important too, and I'll emphasize this. Right here, his ability to get low and power through is another really special trait of him. I'll show you a Missouri highlight where he can get so low that it's really hard to wrap up his legs and get an angle on a tackle. And that's the kind of stuff that translates to the NFL. Because if you're more upright, you have bigger, stronger players in the NFL that can tackle you. But when you're able to get that low, maintain your speed and power, that will work at any level. I don't care who you are. But here, fighting through 1, 2 tackles and getting the first down is a really nice play that you want to see at the NFL level. One more example of him running up the middle on this play. You'll see early, as he's running up the middle, he has 2 choices. He can cut it outside, he can cut it inside. And as he's running up, he notices his guard's leverage spot. And a lot of running backs will want to cut it up out here and try to bounce it outside and beat this man. But he's good at recognition and reading fast. And I'll show you another play where he reads the lay of the defense and the run so quickly that he doesn't have to think about the play. He can just explode. And here he squeezes through that tight gap in between the guard and lineman and busts out for another big run. And yet there's another run that shows you his ability to squeeze through these tight windows and make good runs and good reads quickly. This is the other play where he reacts. A lot of things when you're scouting running backs, one thing you want to see is how effective they are at, if they get caught in the backfield or if there's penetration, how they react to that and carry on with their run. Here's a great example of that. Off the play, there's immediate penetration, and as he gets the ball, he makes a huge cut, reacts quickly, because he knows the layout of defense, he knows where the lane is, and just is able to adjust to the penetration. That's another trait you want to see when a run gets thrown off schedule by penetration or whatever. You want to see if the running back's able to adjust and make a nice run out of it. And when you look at it from this angle, he immediately knows, because DeAndre Swift's pulling outside, the safety is going to come down and clear. So he knows the layout of the defense. So when he sees the penetration, he knows this man's got to stay home for the option play because that's the design of the play. So he knows the gap's there, even though the play's pulling to this side. He sees the penetration, and he knows DeAndre Swift has pulled the safety. He knows this guy's got to stay home because it's an option play. So he doesn't have to think about the play at all. He sees the penetration, and as he gets the ball, immediately knows he can just cut upfield for a huge gain. And that's not something you see from a processing standpoint from a running back too often. All right, here's a play from the Missouri game that I show you about his contact balance and his ability to get low. I'll show you in real speed and then slow it down a little bit too. But right here, he gets so low, has no speed behind him, and just buries that running back, and then is able to accelerate after the fact. And that's a really special play, because watch how low he can get, and he's stumbling, so he doesn't have much speed behind him, but he still runs that dude over, and then is able to accelerate more in the play. And Let's see. Let's bring it back one more time. We'll slow it down. So he's stumbling, gets so low, not much speed, destroys this guy, and then after he's contacted, his progress is halted, and he's buried this guy, he still accelerates to beat this guy to that part, and then explodes upfield, beats this angle on the play, and almost beats that angle on the play. And his ability to accelerate, his ability to get low and break tackles is all what makes this so special. It makes him a special back that you're pretty confident can translate to the NFL. We'll watch this in slow-mo one more time. Again, this guy is not that far away from him. As he's being contacted, he runs over. He has to pick up his body, get off the hit, and accelerate. Keeps his balance off the tackle, beats this guy to the edge, and it's just a really special. Alright, one more play. We'll just show one play about his outside ability, even though we've all seen it on film. Here, against Alabama, he's just able to, it's clogged up front, and he's able to just bounce it out, and you just see he's able to just outrun angles, and when you watch him, there's just this clean acceleration about him that when you watch, that's how he's able to turn the corner just so much faster than everyone. It's good acceleration. Like when you watch a running back, the one thing you want to see is right when he decides to get going, you'll see pursuit angles trying to come, and the vertical acceleration is what you want to see, and that's exactly what you see in this play. He just outruns all the angles, and that is the sign of a dangerous running back. And so now, when we talk about him as a prospect for the Patriots and why they love him so much, I mean, the Patriots demand that you do everything well so that it's hard to game plan for them. And he's exactly that. They lost Dion Lewis, who played a lot of their shotgun, but now they replaced him with a bigger player that can do a little more because he's better in pass protection. You can see because he's a bigger body. He can handle bigger bodies blitzing. And you can see he's very smart in pass protection, protects Brady, but now when you line up, you don't know whether they're going to run a short pass play or a deep pass play because they can do both. Because if you try to blitz them, Sony Michel can step up. And now with Sony Michel back there, you say, all right, are they going to run or are they going to pass? And if you want to blitz and they do a deep pass, he can pick up the blitz. If you don't want to blitz, they can run, and so they can run outside, they can run inside. It's hard to predict, and this is why the Patriots, who never spend a first-round pick on a running back, have finally decided this running back is worth a first-round pick. Now, they have a really deep depth chart, so I don't know how quickly he'll get infused in there, but you can clearly see why they wanted him. He's the most complete back of any of the backs they have in their backfield right now, whether it's Gillislee, James White, Rex Burkhead. I mean, Michel can do everything. So you would think he can get in that starting lineup, but Belichick's hard on his players, and he demands a lot of development. So we'll see how quickly he can get in there. But from a schematic standpoint, this is a great pick, and it makes complete sense why the Patriots went with him.